Hi, I'm Shevis Davis, the owner and the creative director of Paint with Faith. We're so excited to have this virtual experience with you. Here at Paint with Faith, we are a motivational painting experience, and our goal is to get you motivated through art. We also believe that if you can complete this painting class on today, then what else could you achieve in your life? Your goals, your dreams, or your desires? What could you achieve with just some motivation, some guidance, and just some faith or belief in yourself? So we want to encourage you to paint with faith. Well, I think we said enough. Let's go ahead and get to painting.
Hi, I'm Chris. Everybody say hi, Chris. Our company is Paint with Faith, and we are a motivational painting company. We believe that you can do all things, and we want you to believe that you can do all things too. So I want you to repeat after me. If I believe, I can achieve. Say it again. I want to hear it loud. Come on. If I believe, I can achieve. We believe there are no mistakes in art, just room for opportunity, so you will not make a mistake. You see this? This is a canvas, not a canvas. It means you can do it. Snap your fingers for pure positive energy. If anyone says anything negative, if anyone talks to you in a certain way and you don't, it's negative, snap out negativity. So today what we're going to do is we're going to create a penguin. So to start, what we're going to do is we're going to go in with our paintbrush, get some glue, right? And we're going to create just a little heel, right? So we're going to create this little heel. Try and get as much of that paint as possible. Get a nice line. Get some more paint on that brush. Try to fill up your brush as much as possible so you don't have to keep going back in and dipping that paintbrush, right? And let's continue all the way to the bottom. So we got this, right? Boom. And now what we're going to do is we're going to create the outline of the painting. So what you want to do now is if you need to dip your paintbrush back in, you can. Like I said, try to fill it up as much as possible so you don't have to keep going back in. And we're going to create, it's like an oval shape, right? So I'm going to curve this. Right? Let's use this side. This way. Right? And let's close it up like that. And then from here, what you want to do is you want to kind of come from here, and you want to create. It's similar to like if you ever seen the Olympics rings, if you know what that is, the Olympics is kind of like connected, so you want to make sure it's connected. And you want to go all the way down with it. Bring this all the way down. Dip, you can, and go back down until you connect it to the bottom, and you should have this, right? Now, you can also make the head bigger. I made it pretty small, but you can always make it bigger if you want or smaller. It's up to you. Remember, this is your painting, and this is your creation. And so now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix our paint. So let's put this down. So what you're gonna do, I'll show you a little bit. You're gonna get some white, just keep that in the edge, and then put that there. You're gonna put some of this, put that there. And you're gonna, if you need some more white, the more white the better to make it white. You're gonna mix it right in the middle. Right? Should have somewhat like kind of like a lavender color. That should come out. Right? You're gonna take that, scoop as much as possible, now. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna paint this background. And what I want to talk to you guys today about is time. And I think what a lot of people don't understand is that life is both beautiful but also very fast. And I think the world kind of goes at a fast pace, and no one really sits down to understand that life is it can just go by in the blink of an eye. And to kind of put this into perspective, I want you to remember, who remembers the show Chip and Dale? Who remembers the show Animaniacs? Right? And now I'm gonna say this. Who remembers the show Rugrats? Who remembers the show, what else? It was an amazing show back then. Who remembers Cat Dog? Who remembers all that? Kenan and Kel. Who remembers? Let's go even further. Who remembers SpongeBob when that first came out, right? I want you guys to realize that was 2 decades ago. Meaning that was 20 years ago. And I'm pretty sure as you thought about that, you have this sense of nostalgia, like, oh my God, these shows are like, those used to be my childhood. Don't even get me started on that, because those shows meant a lot to a lot of people. And it symbolizes childhood for a lot of people out there. And I say that to say that during those times, we don't really realize, by the way, I'm mixing up more paint. We don't realize that life and that those shows are gonna end eventually, and eventually our childhood is gonna move and go away at those times, because we don't necessarily appreciate the fact that it's on air. But I bet right now that you wish that those shows were still on and you were able to just turn on the TV and watch some new episodes of it, because those were, like I said, that's your childhood. That's what you remember. And I want everyone to realize that you can still create those types of memories and cherish those at this moment. For the young kids out there who are watching the newest shows, right? I think you have to understand that the phase that you're in right now is such a beautiful phase where you don't necessarily have to worry about anything, and you're able to just have fun. And I was mixing more paint. You don't have to worry about much and just enjoy life. That's a beautiful phase of life that a lot of people take for granted. And for those out there in that phase right now, please enjoy that time and cherish those moments that you are able to create with your family, with your loved ones, with your friends. And I think a lot of people, when it comes back, when you talk about childhood, right, and when you talk about youth, some people are like, especially when it comes to school, right, people are like, man, I hated high school, man, I didn't like high school, or I don't like going to elementary or middle school, right, because of a certain reason that you might have, right? But we have to understand that it's up to you to create the memories that you want. It's not gonna happen for you, right? Alright, so we're gonna continue to paint the background, and what you want to make sure you're doing is use as much paint on your brush as possible, and don't do these types of strokes because you're never gonna get anywhere with that. So make sure that you're doing long strokes to cover as much of the area as possible, and use as much paint. You see wet paint on there, use it to smooth out the background and the painting. Remember, don't do these strokes. Make sure you're doing the long, lengthy strokes and using as much paint on the brush as possible, so you don't have to keep dipping back. So as you want want to do is you want to make sure you're doing nice strokes across your canvas to make sure that you're filling in all the negative space. And for those of you who may not know what negative space is, it's all the white areas that you see in a picture, or more so a painting. And as you see what I'm doing now, because this is a darker blue and this is a lighter blue, what you want to do is you want to paint outwards so that you keep that figure that you created, but you're also blending it in with the background, right? So make sure you're painting outwards and not inwards, because you might paint into the figure that you created. To make things easier, you can always just paint it out just like that. Okay? Paint out. But to get back to what I was saying about time, like those memories that you might have about in high school, that you might say, man, I don't remember. First of all, the negativity, you have to snap it out, right? And also, you need to understand that you're in control of whatever it is you want to create. Those memories that you may have is because of you, because of what you're doing. You decided not to create the memories that you wanted. You decided not to be involved as much as you would have liked to, and that's okay, you know. But now it's the time where you create that life that you wanted. Those memories that you want to have can only be created by you and nobody else. I mean, at the end of the day, memories are the only things that we really have to reflect on and to think about when you get old or when you're in a certain age. And so what I say now is to create those memories that you want, right? Create those things in life that you want to create, because at the end of the day, it's up to you. Your life is a canvas, so you have to paint it with faith. You have to paint that picture, that perfect image of what you want, right? It's never going to come to you. Remember, always paint outwards to get back to paint. Always paint outwards to blend in the figure that you created with canvas. Right, so let's do this. I'm trying to fill as much of that blue, that dark blue that I have as much as possible. I'm trying to blend it into the background. Alright, so as you can see, I'm curving it just a bit right here. Come up right here and paint over it. Alright, and now you should have your piece like this. Alright, so sorry, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create the yellow within this part of, if you can see this little area that we have. Now, you want to make sure that you're filling that out, so we're going to clean off our brush, off that light blue. Alright, and then from here, once you finish cleaning off your brush with the light blue, you want to get a dab of yellow, depending on how much. If you need to flatten your brush, make sure you do so. And if you don't remember how to flatten your brush, all you have to do is get your brush and drag it across your palette to get that effect. Right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to get this yellow, and you can either use the front or back of your brush. It's up to you, depending on how big or small you created this little portion. But you can always go in like that and color in this portion yellow. Alright? So, once you have this yellow, what you're going to do is you want to take your brush and we're going to go into some blue. we're gonna come back down here, and because that you have an outline here, you can now just go and do long, nice strokes across your canvas. And make sure you fill up your brush so that you're able to just get it all at one time. And this is how we're gonna do it. And to continue what I was saying before about how you have to create those memories that you want, it's up, like literally it's up to you. No one else in this world is gonna kind of form that life that you want or form those memories that you want. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there who wish they would have ran for president in high school, or wish they could have joined the wrestling team in high school, or joined the art club in high school, and they didn't do so because of whatever reason they had. And maybe if they joined it, their high school experience and their high school memories would have been so much different. And I say that to say that it's up to you to create that. No one else in this world will be able to create those memories for you. And for those people out there who were like, man, high school was just not this. It was awful. I didn't do anything. It was like I went to class, I hated my teachers. Those times are so precious. And like I said, if you remember those shows that I mentioned earlier, those were literally 10 to 20 years ago. That's a long time. And I don't say that to make anyone feel old or young or anything like that. What I do say, I use those as an example. By the way, this is what you should have by now as your ground. You should have a nice blue. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna clean off our brush, just to get back to our painting for a bit. Once we clean off our brush, we're gonna go back in with the black now. Take some black. We're gonna fill in the beak, or more so the head of the penguin. So we're gonna do, we're gonna go in here and paint the head all black. And you should paint over the blue outline that we have to make sure that you're covering all the areas. Right? And this, remember, in order to get a nice looking penguin, what you want to do is you want to slowly go over your areas, the corners, so then you can paint inwards. So just kind of similar to how we did down here, okay? So right now, you go over your edges slowly so you're able to paint the entire penguin whatever pace you want to go at, right? So you should have a nice black right there. And what we're going to do now is we're going to paint half of the body, because of course the penguin is black and white. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here and we're going to make just a little curvy line, right? Just a little curvy line. So you should do it, you can do it halfway across the body. You can do it a bit more this way, you can do it a bit more this way. It's up to you. Remember, this is your creation, and I'm just showing you the way I'm doing it, but you can always tweak whatever it is you feel like you want to adjust, it's your creation. So let's go in with the black, and we're gonna fill in our black background. Remember when I said with the corners and the edges, you want to make sure you're filling in everything, and you go over this outline that we created for the black, with the black, sorry, and you should have a nice black penguin that you created, right? And it's okay if you go over your edges, so it's okay. Remember, there are no mistakes in art, just room for opportunity. So let's go up here. As you can see, I'm trying to get into these crevices that I have. Black, we're going to continue to work our black into this penguin. Now, what you want to do is you want to create its, I guess you would say his fin or a flipper. I believe a flipper is the shoe. Not shoe, I'm sorry. How do penguins have shoes? That doesn't make sense. The tail is what I mean to say of the penguin. So if you're gonna with the black, you're gonna go in and create like a triangle formation. Penguin, right? From here, you wanna create that line. You need to dip your paintbrush with the hand you can. Dip it. Nice black. Alright. And then you want to fill in that area with your black. It's a pretty big fin actually, I'm not gonna look at it, but you can always make it smaller or bigger. It's up to you. Wash off my brush a bit. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some black once again, and we're gonna go back in with this. I want to kind of make this a bit bigger. So I'll do this, and now, right now it looks like a seal. But what's gonna make the difference is this beak. So we're gonna have black, and we're gonna create this line or triangle. I should more so say. What you could do is you can curve it just a bit to make it a bit more realistic, right? Curve it. You can curve it a bit more if you want. It's up to you. But I made it a bit more straight. And now, so what we're gonna do right now. Well, I want to kind of make the penguin bigger. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go right in the back here, and we're going to. So what the whole point of this is to, if you want to make your penguin bigger, you can. If you like the way it is, you can leave it that way. But I'm choosing to kind of make it just a bit bigger. So you're gonna kind of go along with the curve that the penguin has if you want to make it bigger, and just puts that black right there. And like you can just make it as big as you want. You can make it as small as you want. It's up to you. But I'm choosing to kind of make it bigger and make it adjusted. Remember, there are no mistakes in art. There's only room for improvement. And so I thought, I think I wanted to make my penguin a bit bigger to kind of fit the tail, because I put the tail big. And I wanted to just a bit bigger. So there's also some wet paint on my canvas as well, so I can use it. And as you can see, I just made it bigger just by adding black to the back. That's bars. So let's continue to. There we go. I think I like how that looks. Right, and we're gonna color in this beak black. So I'll go over here, color this black. Here. I'm gonna also color in this. You can see I have a little blue spot right underneath that yellow, so I'm gonna color that black as well. So I'm gonna go in, try not to get into that yellow too much. Excuse me, color that black. Connect to the beak. Yeah, this. So you should have this so far. Okay. And now what you're gonna do with the black paint still, we're gonna create a little fin, or his head, if that makes sense. So we're gonna go in with this, create this little flipper, or hand, I guess you can say, and color that in, really nice, just like so. And you should have that, right? Okay. Now, what we're gonna do, so now that we created our fin, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back in with our black, and I'm what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create another fin. So I'm gonna make it right about just the same area as my other fin or hand, I guess you can call it. I mean, they don't really have hands. I don't know. You please let me know what you call these on a penguin. I would love to find out. But I'm gonna also highlight this back to kind of. So I'm gonna do an outline of the penguin and also the flipper. Make sure I want it just right there, and that's what you should have right now as your penguin. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna create the feet. So a little bit of black we're going in. That black, you wanna kind of make this. All right, so we're gonna go in with our black and we're gonna create this nice little flat triangle, and we're gonna color it in the black. So you have this nice feet that you have, okay? And now, actually, I'm gonna kind of connect it right here. Now, from here, what we're gonna do is you can take the back of your paintbrush and you're gonna create like a little dot right here for his eye. So with the back of your brush, you're gonna dip it in some white, and then you're gonna I'm gonna put it right kind of where the triangle ends right here. Just gonna point it right there, just like that. And now that's what you should have right there. And now what you want to do, you should have right now. But what I'm gonna do now is optional. You do not have to do this. If you're uncomfortable with your penguin right here, you can leave it as so. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a little baby penguin for this penguin right here to keep company. You know? So we're gonna get our white, we're gonna get our black, we're gonna mix our white and our black. And what you want the end result to be is a nice gray color, all right? Just a nice gray color. So mix your black and your white is until you get a color, a gray that you like. You can, if you need more, if you want it to be lighter, you add more white. If you want it to be darker, you add more black, just a tad bit. So you have a nice little gray color that you like. And now, with this gray color, we're gonna go on our sides. Right? What we're gonna do is we're gonna create just a nice circle. A nice circle. Like so. As you saw what I did with the paintbrushes, I kind of went into like I twisted it as I went around, so it created this circle effect, right? Do it again here. So and this circle is going to be a bit wider than the first one. So we're going to go in, paintbrush, and go in nice circular motion, and take some paint from the top and go back on the other side. Nice circular motion. Kind of this in here. Go right back in. And right now, what it should look like is a little snowman, right? Just like that. And what you're going to do here is you're going to get some more of that gray that you have. We're gonna create its, I guess you could say, its hands. Like once again, please let me know what the penguins. Is this a fin? I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. And right there, you should have that. Just little triangles on its side. Right about here. So I want to put it. You have these two little gray hands on the little baby penguin, right? And now we're gonna create the feet. So we're gonna put the feet right. If we get a little bit closer so you guys can see. A little bit more gray in there, nice. And then create these still like a little triangles for the feet, right? So just like this. Kind of want to make it go into like this direction. Like an outward direction. It's kind of like an arrow pointing outwards, right? It's like a small little triangle. like that. You can see it, right? And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create the beak inside. So we want to kind of create a triangle, just a small little triangle. Boom, one line. We're gonna connect. Boom and boom, just like that. So you have a beak like that. So now what we're gonna do, well, with this beak that we created, this is practice for when we get the next steps. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill in the snowman as of right now. This is supposed to look like a snowman, right? I'm gonna fill it in with the gray, nice gray, right? And now what we're gonna do, I want to create some snow in the background. So I'm gonna get the tip of my brush, once again, just like that. I'm gonna dip it in the white, and we're just gonna create small little dots falling down. You can do it at any, like, in any point in the painting that you wish to put it. So it could be literally as big, as small as you want. The bigger the little tip, the bigger the snowball is, the more closer it is to you, I would say. So if you make it small, it's further in the back than something. See how that is small? It looks like it's further away. So just create little dots to make it look like snow is falling down. Because of course penguins are in cold areas. They're never going to be on a beach suntanning. They don't do that. They have very, very cold habits. I would never live where a penguin is. You would never see me there. But they are beautiful creatures. They look incredible. And they're fun. But yeah, I would never live in a climate where penguins are. But yeah, you should have these little dots to imitate snow, right? Little dots, whatever way you want to create it, you can. This is very optional. Like I said, you do not have to do this part because you already got your penguin. But I wanted to create something a bit more. So here we go. You should have your snow like this. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna create this beak. All right, you're gonna do one line. You want to connect it, so it's like a triangle, upside down triangle. 1, 2, something like that, right? If you made it a bit thicker, you can, but I made it just that size. And now we're gonna go here. So with this beak, what you want to do is you want to just do a little dash to fill in that beak to make it black. And now we're gonna get some black, and we're gonna connect this line here to make its I guess you would say hairline, I'm guessing is what you would call that. And you're gonna color that in with the black tip of your brush. You can also if you want, you can try to use the front of your brush, but I recommend using the back because you have a lot more control. So as you can see, you can just dab here. Alright, so I'm gonna paint in that hairline or that upside down triangle that you have. Alright, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the hands. What we're gonna do now, we have this hairline of a sort. We're gonna go here right in between, one dot. That's all you have to do. And now that you have your face, you want to come down to the beak. You want to get some more. Now what we're going to do is we're going to flip your paintbrush over, and we're going to get our brush. And actually, you're going to want to, let me show you this paintbrush. Because my brush is a bit wide, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of twist my brush to make it a bit smaller. It may not look smaller, but it's definitely a change in what it was before. We're going to come in, and with the edge of our brush, we're going to come in and color in our black. Right, smooth lines there, and then here, and then come back in. So we're gonna get on black, and we wanna just color in those triangles that we have for their feet. Right, come back here and color in that triangle that we have for the feet. And now I'm gonna go in right here, right in towards the middle of the chin. Or I guess you can say where that triangle, where that ends. We're gonna come here and we're gonna make just a little smile. It's like a sideways smile. I guess you could put it that way. Right up to the feet. Okay, and we're gonna do the same thing on this side. All right, so we're gonna do this up to the feet. And what we're gonna do from here is we're gonna color in this entire area black, like this. Like that. And then we're gonna come in here and we're gonna cover that in with that black. Okay. To make it easier on yourself, you can use the tip, the side of your brush, and keep those lines nice and clean. And now we're gonna get the chin. And what we're gonna do with the chin is we're just gonna create a nice little black line going upwards, following that curve that we have for the chin, or for this part of the penguin. And go upwards, just like that. So, one thing I'm gonna give you guys one quiz. What does every artist need in order to be famous? I'll give you guys a couple seconds. Who said that? Oh, you're so right. It is a signature. So what we're gonna do is or a signature or initials. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some black. You can put it. I'm gonna put it anywhere here in this area. You can choose wherever you want to put it, but I'm gonna put it right in the corner right here. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna put my initials. I'm just gonna put paint, or actually I'm gonna use the back of my brush. Scoop up some paint. So, because I want to make it a bit smaller. So, that, see, that, see, just like that. Now, if you don't know what your initials are, it's basically the first letter of your last name. First letter of your first name, the first letter of your last name. So my name's Chris. So Chris, and my last name Taylor. So Taylor CT. Got it? This is what your penguin should look like. All right, thank you guys so much for painting with me. I really enjoyed this. It was very soothing, very calming.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your class on today with one of our artists. Well, remember, your life is a canvas, paint with faith. Make sure you go to paintwithfaith.com and find us at our social media sites at Paint with Faith. Again, thanks again for painting with faith.